right. What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, guys. All right. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen the thumbnail and you know what the topic of tonight is going to be. So I'm going to give a little bit of time for guys to kind of find their way into the live stream. And as always, please make sure that you drop a comment in the comment section. Just let me know who's in the live stream tonight, and I'll start giving a few shout outs. But the topic for tonight is the thing that everybody has been talking about, the thing that has been in the news for a while is the Walleye tournament cheater scandal, which is pretty much affecting, I guess, all type of fishing tournaments in a way, because it has brought light to a lot of for a lot of people that did not realize the severity of this issue. And what we will be going into specifically is that they are now seizing the items or the tools that were used in basically used to assist in committing the crime, guys. Yes, yes, it is a crime to cheat in these tournaments, especially when the payouts are so high, because you can definitely face jail time, very high fines, charges such as a felony, guys. Yes, a felony. Call the cops. They'll lock you up for that, guys. So, like I said, as you guys trickle into the live stream, just drop a few comments in there. Hit a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Make sure everything looks good, sounds good. And then, as always, we'll go ahead and hop right into it. And I am very interested to see what your thoughts are on this topic, because the majority of people that will be watching this, well, actually, I was going to say the majority of people that will be watching this are in the tournament fishing realm, whether it be bass fishing, crappie fishing, walleye fishermen. So just interested in getting some feedback from you guys. And also, this has reached a lot of people that aren't even interested in the tournament aspect or even fishing in general, just because it has a scandal attached to it, guys. So, this is becoming, well, it is a hot topic. And, just as we get more and more information, there's more and more people that are finding interest in this. So I will go over some of the basics of how tournaments are set up for the people that are not really familiar with it, just so they can get caught up on things too. So like I said, guys, as you join into the live stream, also please make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Please hit that like button. It really does help the channel and help promote the channel and just get us out there. We are growing pretty fast, guys. I really do appreciate the support of the channel. And also, we do have the membership for the channel set up. So if you guys want to assist in just promoting the channel, just show a little support for the channel, we have the Money Team membership, basically for Money Bass. So we have the Money Team for the guys that want to join the membership. There's a link down below that says join. You can click on that and it will just take you to a video that will give you a little bit of information about the membership and the perks that come along with that. And one of the main perks is the shout outs in the live stream. So you'll get a special badge. That way, it'll kind of set you apart from everybody in the live stream, so that they will know that you are a member of the Money Team and you have decided to step up and help support the channel. All right, so let's just take a look in the comment section real quick. Again, guys, as you come into the live stream, please drop a comment in there. Just want to see who is attending, who is watching the live stream. And for you guys that are checking out the replay, make sure you get active in the comment section down there also. So it's very interactive, and my subscribers are very interactive. So we'll kind of go in there, exchange ideas, have a few back and forth, things like that. And I answer and respond to all of my comments, guys. So if you drop a comment in there, then hey, I will get around to it. And like I said, on the replay, if you guys don't catch the live stream and you're watching on the replay, then you can still get involved in the comment section down there, guys. All right, so let's give a few shout outs and see who we have checking in and giving some confirmation. All right, we have Jack stepping in. He is the very first person to drop that comment. Really appreciate it. Hitting me with a 1, letting me know that everything is looking okay and sounding okay. All right, and we have Cowboy Jack back once again. You were here yesterday. Really appreciate you coming back again. So we're going to get into it, and I'm kind of interested, like I said, to hear what you guys have to say. So appreciate that, Cowboy Jack, for stepping into the live stream. Let's see who else we have. Look who we have joining us tonight. We have 362nd Campbell. All right, really appreciate you jumping in. Let's see what you have to say. Let me see. One sounds okay. Sounds good. Don't know about the looking good part. Ah, come on, man. I mean, what do you think, man? What do you think? At least the hat. I mean, does the hat look good? All right, appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's see who else we have. We have Thomas checking in. Hey, thanks for this update. I am listening. There we go, guys. I mean, everybody's kind of following along with this one because if you are in the tournament world, it affects you in some type of way, guys, because how serious are we going to start taking this? Because if you think about it, I'm pretty sure all of us have been involved in some type of tournament where somebody has done something they weren't supposed to, whether it's on a lower level or on these extreme levels. So some of us have been in tournaments where we have heard these things happen in the tournament that we're in, or we've had friends that have been involved in some type of tournament, involved in the tournament, participants in the tournament, and the tournament that they were in had some type of issue. So if you've been doing this long enough, you guys have heard about some of the things that are out there. So what are we doing in the fishing community to eradicate this and not just give people a slap on the hand, to allow them to come back and do it another day? We don't want that. We don't want guys to just be coming back and doing this again at another tournament. So we're kind of get into that also, guys. Just like I said, really interested in hearing some of your guys' comments on that. And let's see, have some guys stepping in, hit me on my messages real quick. All right, so we have Red Boat. All right, what is going on? Glad you are into the live stream tonight. Red Boat just made it. All right, yeah, so you're back again. All right, guys, and we have a fellow rod bender joining the live stream. We have Rory Johnson stepping in. Congratulations on the tournament win. He is the guy that took first place, guys. So he cast a little check this weekend on Lake Lanier. He was out there doing his thing. So congratulations on that, and appreciate you for stopping into the live stream tonight. And let's see who else we have. Let's see. We have Cowboy Jack. All right. Cowboy Jack says walleye, but not tournament yet. Have joined a local club. They have been using a fish app, Fish Released. Have to immediately photo and measure and on a measuring board, release and timestamp on app. All right, so you guys heard that is something that they're doing, and I would say that more so will help preserve the fish, so you're able to get the fish right back into the water. And from what I've heard, as far as walleye fishing, some of those fish, they catch them so deep that the fish are not going to survive anyway. So if you know anything about that, because they say their bladder expands and all that kind of stuff, so how are they able to catch and release those fish whenever they are caught from that deep of water? Is that possible? Just kind of curious about that, because although we have a lot of tournament fishermen that are going to watch this, walleye seems like it has this, a lot of things that are specific to that type of fishing, since those fish can be caught from so deep in the water. All right, let's see who else we have. Check it in. Okay, right. Rory Johnson back again says, I'm listening to this tonight, just leaving from work. All right, there we go. Got him stepping in, listening on the ride. And yes, the guys, that is something. I mean, sometimes you can just go ahead and hit the link, listen to the live stream, just catch all this good information. And another thing, let me go ahead and drop the link in the hold on one second. I will drop the link in the comment section. So once we get a little farther into the live stream, if anybody is interested in coming up and just sharing their thoughts on it, then I can pull you up on the screen, and then we can toss around a few ideas. Let me see what you think. I'll share my ideas and everything like that. And let's see. So we have quite a few people coming in. Looking good. All right, guys. So we have Shaky Head Fred. All right, Shaky Head Fred is back in, and he is a member of the Rod Benders Bass Club also, guys. And if any of you guys are interested in joining a bass club located in the Georgia, the surrounding Atlanta area, check out www.rodbendersbassclub.com. Great bass club. We do a lot of things in the community also. So more than just a fishing club, great group of guys. So check out that website and just hit us up. We'll give you some information on it. All right, so we have Phil Bass saying, what's up? What is going on? Glad you are stepping into the live stream. All right, and we have Thomas saying there is audio of Chase gonna cheat on his wife after winning the tournament with a little hottie in a motel room. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. Uh-oh. And I've heard that audio. But I bet you he ain't even spanked. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay. All right, let me pop it back up there. You guys can read that one. So yeah, and I mean that can lead to the downfall of some of these things because I mean, as you guys know, some hurt feelings with the wrong person, that is definitely not something that he wants to deal with because if she starts feeling a certain type of way, she may be like, "Hey, honey, you remember those fish that you've been keeping in the freezer? I may want to go ahead and give a little info about those, something like that." So you got to be careful who you're doing wrong out here. All right, so we have Darren Pearson says, "I think they should stop them from fishing any tournament any money tournaments or guiding. Lifetime, what set of president for the rest of the cheaters? Take that boat, take the trucks if they want them." All right, so hey, that is the other thing, guys. So we're going to get into that because I have heard this for years that they can basically take your truck, your trailer, your boat, and all of that gear because it is used in the commission of that crime. Did anybody think about that? Think about that, guys. I mean, these trucks cost what? 60, 70, 80, $90,000 for the truck alone. The boat is equal that 50, 60, 70,000, $80,000 for a truck, and they're just going to snatch that from you, and you're left with that debt along with some possible jail time and all that. So yeah, it's a very ugly situation. All right, so let's see who else we have hopping in here. So you guys have a lot to say about this one. So let's make it interesting, guys. And let me go ahead and drop this link back in here again. Like I said, once we go over just some of the information that I'm going to review for you guys, just in case you guys are not up to date on it, then what I would do after that, like I said, is drop the link in here and pull you guys up. All right, let me drop it in there one more time. All right, so let's see who else we have. So 360 seconds, Campbell says, "I have to admit, I was completely naive to possible cheaters. The controversy has really opened my eyes." Yes, sir. That is correct. And I was the same way. Whenever I first started tournament fishing, and I heard that there was someone could cheat, it was just a foreign thing. Like, how could you possibly cheat in a fishing tournament? And the longer you are in this sport, in this arena, the more you find out. And man, yeah, I mean, it's some people out there that will do some things. So yeah, we definitely have to be on the lookout for that. Don't want that to happen. All right, so let's see who else we have. All right, Darren Pearson says, "Make sure you tell them he only fished half a day." Oh, okay. So yes, there we go, guys. All right, so this is just to mention that not only did Rory Johnson take that win this weekend on Lake Lanier, he only fished a half a day, guys. So man, he was out there doing his thing. So he put in some work, had a great outcome. And on top of that, guys, he got big fish. So definitely congratulations on that. All right, let's see who else we have. Cowboy Jack says, "Depends on the time of year. They are moving shallower now. In the summer, 30 feet and deeper, such as Lake Erie, and bladder blows up into mouth. We only fish that deep if keeping fish." There we go. So that is what I was wanting to know, because I did hear about that. So since they're moving shallower, you guys do practice the catch and release. And I know that they donate the meat or the fish to different charities or something whenever I guess they're doing the fishing, whenever they know the fish aren't going to be returned to the lake. All right, let's see. Let me go through one more comment and then we will get into it, guys. All right, so Thomas says, "If they ban them from fishing, does that carry to every state if they move?" Very, very important point, guys. Very, very important point. Because just think of the other professions where the guys may do something that they're not supposed to citizens and just leave and go to a different area and just continue to do the same thing. So is there some type of database where we can keep track of people like this? Because like I was saying in one of my previous live streams, if someone is known for cheating in a certain area, especially with something this egregious, I don't see how you will be able to remain in that community. So let's say 5, 6, 7 years down the road, they go ahead and move, and now they're in your area, and they're going to fish a tournament in your area, and you just happen to be participating in that tournament. Are you going to be okay with that person participating in that tournament? Are you going to be okay with that organization that is hosting that tournament allowing somebody to fish in that tournament? So my answer would be no, I would not want to participate in that. And my thought is that the majority of people would not. But how do we track that? How do we track that? It's going to be kind of tough, guys. All right. Let me see. All right. Let me just go ahead and drop these real last two in here real quick. And then we'll get to it. Cowboy Jack says um, only if a violator compact state. Um, I'm not really sure what that means, but I guess he's referring to, does it transfer from state to state? And maybe if they share information, I think that's what he's saying. And Rory Johnson is stepping in, just letting us know about his win on Lake Lanier, that we know what he was doing. Crankbait, crankbait. All right, congratulations. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So basically, for anyone that is tuning in that is not familiar with the big scandal that is going on, being talked about all over the country and also out of the United States, guys. Like I said, this thing is big. I have subscribers that are out of in the United States, outside the United States, so pretty much international, guys. So this thing is big. So what basically happens is they have a walleye tournament. So with tournament fishing, you have bass tournaments, crappie tournaments, striper tournaments. There's deep sea fishing tournaments. So it just covers a large variety of different type of fish. This happened to be a walleye fishing tournament. Basically, the anglers, they will go out, catch their fish, bring back their five biggest fish. Whoever has the highest weight with their five fish, they will take first place in that tournament. Whoever has the one single fish that weighs the heaviest will win that tournament. So that is the basis of how this tournament is set up. Some of them, they do go by the length, so they will measure the length of the fish. But even with that, guys, there are people out there that will kind of make some snips in the tail to make the tail kind of stretch a little bit. And I've seen where they have slot limits where people actually shave off the tails of the fish, guys. I mean, it gets deep. It gets kind of crazy out there. They will shave the tail of the fish, so that they can still keep those fish and use them. So in this situation, the guys came in with their five fish, but they had actually stuffed weights and they had stuffed fish fillets to wrap those weights in to allow them to go undetected. And that is basically how they were able to cheat. But the way that they got caught is because us tournament fishermen, what's going on, guys? What's up to the tournament fishermen? Us tournament fishing out here, we can pretty much eyeball a fish and determine how much that fish should weigh in a close enough range to where if someone brings in a 5 pound fish and it weighs 8 pounds, we're gonna know that something's wrong with that. Or if they bring in a 2 pound fish and it puts on the scale, when they put it on the scale, it weighs 4 pounds, we know something is wrong with that. So that's pretty much how they got caught. Their fish were not as big as some of their competitors' fish, but their fish weighed more, which brought a lot of attention to it. And also being the fact that they had been kind of accused of cheating before, had failed a lie detector test, those type of things. So that is what kind of led us up to this event now, where they were caught in that tournament. The police came out. I don't believe they were arrested at the site, but in my opinion, guys, they should not have been able to leave with that boat, with that truck, and with anything that could be considered evidence, especially when the amount of that prize money was already known and there was no question about that a crime had been committed. They had all of the video evidence and everything. For me, I believe that they should have had enough to go ahead and take them in at that moment. But from what I hear, they did not do that. All right, so the update, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about now we have they the information is out there about what has been going on so far, and we've just been waiting to get updates to find out what are they going to be charged with, what is going to happen. So yesterday the police came out, guys, and guess what they got? They picked up that boat and the trailer. Not sure why they did not pick up that truck also, so because that is considered part of that equipment. But let me go ahead and pull up a news clip, and this is actually from a fellow YouTuber. Hold on once. Let me just pause that real quick. what I'm going to do now, guys, is just share my screen and play this clip for you so that you can see just a portion of the news story. 1 second, just bear with me. I just want to make sure I get this clip on here right. So this is a quick snippet from 50/50 Fishing. So if you guys haven't heard of his channel, go make sure you go and check him out. He does a lot of good updates and everything on this event also. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, play this news clip, and then we will get into it in a little more detail. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Just sharing my screen with you. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, guys. All right. Just add this in here. Okay, so this is just a quick clip of, you will see the boat and everything that they did seize, and they're gonna just give you a little bit of information on that, and then I will be right back. And let me just play this real quick. And if you guys can hear this, just hit a 1 in the chat for me.
The fiberglass Ranger Pro fisherman boat is registered to Chase Cominsky of Hermitage.
All right, can you guys hear that? If you can hear that clip that I just played, please hit a 1 in the chat. Just make sure you guys can hear it. I don't want to play the whole clip and then find out that the audio was not coming through for you guys. So if you heard that audio, okay, there we go. We have some people hitting that 1 in there for me. So let me just rewind this back. And here we go, guys.
The fiberglass Ranger Pro fisherman boat is registered to Chase Cominsky of Hermitage. Investigators say he was involved in the scandal. He and his partner, Jacob Runyan of Cleveland, could face criminal charges in both Ohio and Pennsylvania.
What is up, guys?
All right, there we go. So just wanted to play that quick clip for you. And there you go. That's the guy from 50/50 Fishing from his website. But basically, that is them coming and seizing that boat, guys. Terrible thing to have the police knocking at your door with a warrant and not something that you really want to experience. So, and the other thing to keep in mind, I believe one of them is from a different state. So there could be an issue with basically carrying the tools that you were committed and crossing the state line. So I'm not sure exactly what that is called. If anybody is more of a legal professional in the comment section, just drop that in there. If someone commits a crime, they've traveled across state lines to commit that crime, what type of charge would that be? But let me just go ahead and pull this up and just go over and let you guys know what they are talking about charging these guys with. And it gets deep, guys. It gets very deep. All right, let's see. Here we go. Pull this up. Where did I put it at? Okay, here we go. All right. Let's take a look. Guys. All right, so it says, and this is just the from one of the news channels that was reporting on this, but it says on Wednesday, I believe it's pronounced Cuyahoga. I may be pronouncing that wrong, guys, so don't laugh at me. Don't hold that against me. All right, so it says let me see, the county prosecutor, Michael O'Malley, announced that 42-year-old Jacob Runyan and 35-year-old Chase Cominsky, and that is who the boat was registered to, guys. It was registered to Chase Cominsky, have been indicted on the following charges after allegedly placing weights and fish fillets inside of their catch. Man, so check out that word, guys. It says have been indicted. So that means they have been charged, guys. All right, so these are the charges right here that they are announcing. It says 1 count of cheating, felony of the 5th degree. Woo, felony of the 5th degree sounds pretty serious. All right, 1 count of attempted grand theft, felony of the 5th degree. So there goes another charge, guys. All right, and 1 count of possessing criminal tools, felony of the 5th degree.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, there we go, man. We need to call the cops. All right, 1 count of unlawful ownership of wild animals, misdemeanor in the 4th degree. All right, so there you go, guys. So that is what they're announcing on this on the news site. And some of the other things that I've heard is possible theft by deception, cheating, basically corrupting a sport, and the other thing is possessing criminal tools, which pretty much sounds the same as this one right here that we're talking about. And that's where it comes in, guys, where the seizing of the boat, seizing of the trailer. And like I said, I've always heard that they will seize your truck also in any of your equipment that was used in the commission of this crime. Someone, and you guys, I really appreciate everybody that was reaching out to me. You guys were like, hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? There's been an update. So I was like, okay, let me hop on here, talk to my subscribers, and let's just kind of toss some information around, see what you guys have found out, and I will give you some updates on what I have found out. But let me see, what was the other thing we were looking at? So with the tools, someone had contacted me and said, well, what if they removed their electronics? Because they were like, man, those electronics are expensive. I would take my electronics off my boat. Tampering with evidence. That is not good. Tampering with evidence. So if you have gone on there and purposely removed something and hitting something or things like that, then that you can be hit with another charge. So think about that, guys. This gets very, very serious. All right, let me just take a quick second and check out the chat and see what you guys are putting in here, because I know you guys have some input and maybe some additional information that you guys have been finding out. Let's see, where were we at? All right, so we were at Shimano Shane. What is going on? Glad to have you back into the live stream. All right, Shimano Shane, he says, you think the boat has some birds on it? All right, does that boat have some hummingbirds on it? Actually, I think I might know the answer to that question. You guys drop a comment in the comment section if you know what type of electronics were these guys running. I think they were running Lowrance units, which is not a good look for Lowrance. They're probably like, hey, take those jerseys off. I remember seeing a Lowrance logo on their jersey. So I think it was Lowrance, not hummingbirds on there. Not that really makes a difference, guys, but yeah, I mean, I guess just some commentary for the live stream. All right, let's see who else we have in here. We have Thomas checking in. He says, Cowboy, red flags on them nationwide. I agree with that. So, but how do we do that, guys? How are we going to monitor and keep track of people that have done something like this? Because after 3, 4, 5 years, you know, our attention span is not that big. I mean, and is not that long. Let me say it like that, because 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now, we're sitting in our boats at a tournament about to blast off. He could be sitting right next to us. Will that name still be familiar? Will we remember this? Because we have heard about other incidents that were big that they were not this big, but they were big enough for the people in the fishing community to know that person's name, know about it on the internet and things like that. But I can't say any of those people's names right offhand. So how do we know where we're sitting at? And I see some legal people hopping into the live stream. All right. Appreciate the love. So let me get through these comments real quick. And then I see I have somebody in the sitting backstage that I will bring up in just a quick second. All right, so let's see. Let me make sure I am in the right spot. You think the boat has some birds on? Okay, and then let's see. Darren Pearson says it does not transfer from state to state, but it should. It definitely should, guys. What are we gonna do? I mean, what are we gonna do, guys? We have to, in light of this. I mean, all eyes are on us right now. So this is kind of our moment. You know what I mean? I guess it's in a negative way, but can we take this negative and flip it to a positive? But I will tell you one thing that is a positive that came out of this. How many of you guys have looked up and researched walleye fishing? I did not even know there were walleye fishing tournaments until this incident. So the same way we are in the fishing industry, we tournament fish ourselves, but we may know about our own industry, but there are other fishing industries out there. So now that has brought some light to that. So maybe it'll increase the sport. That is what I think. So there's something positive that I think can still come out of it. All right. And then we have Rory Johnson. What does Rory have to say? He says, no, I am not good with the person fishing. I'll pray for him, but they have to go somewhere else and fish. Hey, that is exactly the same way I feel. Yeah. So I'll do like Rory. I'll pray for him. But hey, buddy, you have to pick a different. I mean, maybe you can enter to a spelling bee or something like that. And maybe the people within the spelling bee will be like, hey, we heard about your reputation. We don't want you coming over here. So I don't see how they can pretty much compete in any type of competitive situation anymore. All right, and we have 360-second. Campbell says, I don't get it. It was just a little extra weight. Okay, yeah, a little extra weight. I mean, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? $45,000, $300,000. You know, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the big deal? And a few felonies. You know, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with that? All right, Cowboy Jack says, let me see. Thomas, no, only states Ohio shares with. Don't know what those are. Yeah, guys. All right, so like I said,
Yes, sir.
we are bringing up some interesting topics. Who is going to step to the front? Who is going to put together this database? How will we be able to track these guys? Because I mean, we can't just let our sport go downhill like that. Because will you now just think about it? If you're about to fish a tournament this weekend and you have paid $200, $300, $500 for an entry fee into a tournament, and you find out they're not going to administer a lie detector test, how do you feel about that? Will you want to? I mean, you probably still participate in it, but how are you going to feel about that? What will your comfort level be with that? And for a lie detector test, I actually did look that up, guys. I did a little bit of research, so I don't necessarily rely on y'all to provide all of the research to me. But the cost of a lie detector test can range from $350 to $600. So if you're having a payout to say $5,000, $10,000, especially $50,000, guys, a $50,000 payout, they definitely need to have it probably 3 or 4 lie detector tests lined up for the guys that are placing in those tournaments. All right, and let's see. Let me go ahead and take another look, see who else we have in here. So I see you guys are getting active in this comment section. All right, so we have Darren Pearson says, and also in the Robbins tournament or benefits tournaments, we do or in the Rod Benders tournaments. I got you. Also in the Rod Benders tournament. So that is the bass club that I'm with. And we have a few guys that are in the chat that are also with the Rod Benders Bass Club. And what he is saying that in our benefit tournaments, and we will be having one next year in April. So if you guys are interested in entering into a tournament where you will not have to worry about this, because yes, we actually do use metal detectors whenever we check the fish in our tournament, and we administer lie detector tests. So he says we do metal detectors and lie detector tests. Yes, that is true. So in our tournaments, that is what we do, guys. We have actually been doing that for years. All right, so good look. All right, and then we have, let's see, Thomas says, let me see, I guess he was referring something to Darren. Let me go ahead and hop down here. So yeah, so he's giving a thumbs up on that. See if you guys have hopped in and let me know everything was looking good, sounding good. I can see the ones in the chat. All right, Seventh Wonder. All right, appreciate you, a new guy. I haven't seen you in the comments before. Appreciate you hopping in and, you know, and participating. Uh-oh, guys, look what we have here. We have a super chat. All right. All right. Really, really appreciate that. So we have Maggie, the substitute teacher. Now, I know Maggie is not a fisher woman or a fisher lady, but she's kind of interested in the topic. I guess that word scandal or, you know, a little bit of controversy is bringing some people in, but she is a supporter of the channel. So even before this, she was participating, guys. And actually, she is one of the highest contributors to the channel. So I want to give you a shout out to that. Really appreciate the super chats and the support of the channel. All right, and she says coming through with the mastermind support. And also, guys, I mentioned her in the last live stream, and I did get some comments from some of the guys that their wives were going over to check out her channel. So, hey, guys, you guys can check it out too, because she has a lot of different varieties of meals, but her channel is a cooking channel. So she's putting out content daily, guys. And if you see the pictures of the things that she is preparing, whoever does the cooking in the house, they definitely want to check out her channel. So it's healthy food, and she does some alternatives depending on, you know, what type of health issues you may be having and things like that. So definitely a good thing to look into, because guys, when we're out there on the water, I know you guys are out there neglecting your health, just grabbing some beef jerky and sodas and heading out to the lake and thinking that's going to sustain you for the whole day. So you don't want to be doing stuff like that. So definitely check out, just search YouTube, Maggie, the substitute teacher, and her channel will pop right up. Very, very good channel, guys. All right, so we have Rory Johnson back in, the champ for the weekend. I guess he's the champ. He says, with all that said, they received some grace that day, but justice did come knocking. That is true. That is true. Justice did come knocking. But for me, I'm thinking, like, say, for instance, guys, I've heard in the past where someone actually had a separate compartment in their boat. So even though they were being filmed and they had a co-angler on their boat, they were still had a compartment where they had fish hidden in their boat to where they could, when they would catch a fish, they would put that fish in there, but take a fish out of that compartment. So it would look as though they were in their actual live well, but they were pulling it out of a compartment right in front of people, and they did not know what they're doing. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because they allowed them to leave with that boat. So you don't know, was there a compartment in there? Where were they keeping these fish? Because from what the tournament director was saying, the texture of those fish was definitely kind of mushy and it wasn't firm. As you guys know, whenever we catch those fish that day on the lake, the texture and the flesh of those fish, they're more firm. But if you have placed the fish in a freezer or something like that, or maybe the fish had been dead for a while, that the flesh starts feeling different. And the tournament director did mention that. So that is something to keep in mind, guys. So that is why I was saying they should not have let any of that equipment, the boat, the trailer, or the truck leave that tournament site when they had clear evidence that a crime was committed. All right, so we have Stephen Walden stepping in. Appreciate it. Give me a 1, letting me know everything was looking good, sounding good. All right, we have Shaky Head Fred back into the live stream. Appreciate you coming back. All right, now let's see what 360-second Campbell says. He says the boat was used in the commission of a crime. That is true. The truck wouldn't have anything to do with it, hence why they didn't take the truck. Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but I have heard that they do take people's trucks whenever they have committed a crime, because that truck was still used in the transport of the tools that were used to commit that crime. So it is still part of that, part of that whole scenario. That's kind of how I see it, and I've heard that before. So maybe you have some information that I don't, but that is how I've heard that they actually take the boat, the trailer, the truck, and all of your equipment. So they take everything that is right there attached to that crime. Because what if there is some of the tools or something that is in the vehicle itself, because it is there at the scene of the crime. So that is why I'm bringing that up about the boat and the truck and the trailer. All right, let's see. Cowboy Jack says federal crime of interstate commission of a felony. Yeah, that's crucial, guys. So that is what I was bringing up. And like I said, I know we have some legal people in the chat. So what is that called when someone crosses state lines to commit a crime and then they head back to where they were at? So I know there's some type of additional charge that they could add to that, but I don't know exactly what that might be called. All right, so yeah, you guys are getting very active in the comments. So yeah, I mean, so this is great, guys, because yeah, I mean, as a fishing community, this is going to bring more, shed more light on it for us. And what are we going to do as a community? Because like I said, on our smaller level tournaments, we may be fishing a tournament where the payout may be $1,500, $2,500, $5,000. Do we need to administer lie detector tests? Do we need to have cameras on the boats? I mean, what do we do on those lower level tournaments as far as, making the fishermen feel comfortable that this is something that you do not have to worry about whenever they have invested their time away from their family, money being spent, staying in hotels. And like I said before, some of us even sleep in our cars, guys. Some of us drive out of state to these tournaments, and in order to save money, there are guys that sleep in their cars. What I started doing, guys, I started camping. So, I mean, the camping thing to me is a fun part of the entire experience. But I'm just saying that we are putting a lot of time and expense and just sweat and tears and all of that into these tournaments just to have somebody come and do this. So we want to feel secure in what we're participating in. So what do you guys think? What can we do to, to ensure that this is coming to an end? And anybody that is thinking about doing it, they change their minds pretty quick, because they know that it's not going to be tolerated and their names will be remembered and will be known. All right, so we have Cowboy Jack says, I believe it was Chase's dad is a longtime Ohio Lake Erie walleye fisherman. Will hurt him also. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, family members, kids, friends. I mean, anybody affiliated with this at this point, that name is going to be remembered, especially in that community. So it's going to affect the entire family. So not just them, but should they be punished for that? I mean, if they're involved in it or know about it, then yeah, I mean, they have a little bit to do with it. But for the most part, I would say your family members, your friends and things like that. I mean, it just affects a lot of people that shouldn't be affected in that way whenever someone decides to make a decision like this. All right. So we have John Doe says 4 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. Definitely could have been more serious charges. Yes, I agree with that. Definitely could have been more serious charges, especially if, for instance, I've heard where sometimes what they will do, in this case, it was a little different, but sometimes what they will do, if the DNR has actually been tracking the person, they have had DNR actually track people. They will be standing in the, like behind some trees or something in areas where people have, where they go to either pick fish up or exchange, whatever they're doing. DNR has actually been tracking the people. And let me see. Kind of lost my train of thought on that. But the DNR, whenever they're tracking people, they will actually see them as they're committing the crimes. So it does get kind of deep, guys. But let me see. 4 felony misdemeanor. All right. So yeah, lost my train of thought. I kind of remember it in just a second. All right. We have Michael Graham. All right. Haven't seen you in the live stream in a second. Appreciate you coming back and checking out the live stream. All right. So we have 360-second Campbell says, if DNR had done the seizure, then I believe they probably would have taken it all. Okay. So I knew I would remember. So let me see. This seized, I believe, was done by a local law enforcement. They wouldn't respond the same way. Okay, so yeah, so that clarifies it. Let me see. They would have taken. Let me just read it one more time for you guys. Read it for myself too. If DNR had done the seizure, then I believe they probably would have taken it all. Yeah, so that does make sense that it was after the fact. So, but I still think that they could still seize the truck and have a warrant for that truck because it's connected to the trailer and everything, and they could have had any type of tools or anything in there also. All right, this seize was, I believe, done by local law enforcement. They wouldn't respond the same way. All right, so yeah, so that kind of clarifies that what we were talking about. All right, and DP Darren Pearson says all those account is only going to get them a fine and put them on probation. How many years? I don't know, in Ohio. So you're not thinking jail time. I don't know, man. I mean, that stuff sounds kind of steep, but let me just ask this for maybe somebody that's in the chat. Let's see. So let me see. A 1 count of cheating, a felony of the 5th degree, 1 count of attempted grand theft, felony of the 5th degree, 1 count of possessing criminal tools. So those tools were used in conjunction with cheating and attempted grand theft. So that is a felony of the 5th degree. And we have 1 count of unlawful ownership of wild animals. So let me give a shout out, and maybe somebody can tell us if any of those are jailable or prisonable offenses. We have AV to the 7th power checking into the live stream. All right. Really appreciate the super chat. Really appreciate the support of the channel. Now, this person here is a legal authority, so she has a little bit of a legal background. So maybe she can let us know, are these jailable offenses, or is it going to be a slap on the wrist, community service, and pay some fines? So of course, for us, we're looking at it in more of a serious light. We think they should do some jail time with this because it is really putting a black eye on our sport. But she says money bass. All right. Shout out to the sounds. All right. Appreciate it. There we go. Let me hit the cha-ching. I really appreciate the support of the channel. And you guys make sure you check out her channel. So she does like analysis of different, I would say, she analyzes different cases that are being presented in the media. So this actually may be one of them. Maybe AV can talk about a little bit about some fishing. I mean, we don't know, but yeah, so she is a law student, and she has her own channel. So you guys make sure you search in YouTube AV to the 7th power. So she also does some fashion tips and things like that. So she has a lot of nice clothes and nice shoe lines. So if you guys, if your wives are into that type of thing, which they probably are, shoes and shopping, so make sure they check out her channel also. But like I said, she does some things with being a law student. She does do some analyzing of court cases and things like that are coming up. So it's pretty hot topic type things, and this is a hot topic, AV. So what's going on? Let us know if you're going to talk about this fishing incident. Are these guys going to jail? Are they just going to go home? Are they going to go someplace else and fish in another tournament? What do you think? Help us out here. Help us out. But yeah, really appreciate the support of the channel, AV. You guys make sure you check out her channel. All right, so we have John Doe says DNR did not do the seizure with the help. Let me see. DNR did do the seizure with the help of locals. All right, so there we go. So DNR was involved. Does anybody know why they did not include the truck in that seizure? And the other thing that I would say is they should probably have a warrant to check maybe the garage, the home, things like that, because maybe it's like someone mentioned earlier, maybe there was some type of electronics or other tools that they may have taken from the boat. And I did see the police kind of walking around in the area, so maybe they did have a warrant that allowed them to search certain areas in the home itself. All right, and let's see. Let me see. 360 seconds. Campbell. Okay, John Doe. Thanks. All right, for giving that information. All right, we have Keep It Classy. What is going on? Appreciate you stepping into the live stream. All right, he says, hey, we live, well, let me see, live with the sounds. All right, so really appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so we have Brandon Shepard says, Bill Dance rules. Bill Dance. All right, Bill Dance.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, so that name is kind of popular in the fishing community. All right, so let's see. Roy Johnson says, let me see. We've also ran a search on a few names that have been suspected in other tournaments when they registered for our tournament. There we go, guys. So let me explain what he is talking about here. So Rory Johnson is a member of the Rod Benders Bass Club. I am also a member of the Rod Benders Bass Club. We host tournaments at Lake Lanier, and we also host tournaments at West Point. We have a very big tournament coming up next year on West Point, and I believe that's going to be in April. So I will put that information out there for you guys that are in the area, or some. There are actually people that travel from out of state because the tournament payouts are very, very nice, guys. So it's something that you definitely want to look into. So you can go to www.robbendersbassclub.com and get information about the tournament as the year progresses. The information isn't up there now, but maybe towards the beginning of the year, that information will be on there, and we will be able to put out more information about that. But what he is referring to in this message that he says, we've also ran search on a few names that have been suspected in other tournaments when they registered for our tournament. So in our tournaments, like I was explaining, guys, we actually run metal detectors on those fish. I know I'm looking at the numbers that are in here and in the chat. So I know we have people in here that are not familiar with tournament fishing, but yes, we do lie detector tests, and we actually run metal detectors on those fish because we want to make sure that we keep our tournaments. We just want to keep those tournaments just fresh, clean, clear. Everybody has a clear mind and they feel comfortable coming to the tournaments and knowing that they do not have to worry about something like this. So people know ahead of time the tournament is kind of well known, so they know that we're going to do those things to ensure the safety of the crowd. All right, and let me see. I have just a few more that I will go through, and then I will bring up a guest real quick. All right, so we have Troy Johnson. He says, it's crazy, but imagine how many other people are cheating as well. Exactly. So yeah, that is definitely something that we have to keep in mind, guys. And if you see something, say something. If you see something, say something, guys. All right, so Stephen Wallner says, how prevalent do you think cheating is in bass club trails, and what kind of cheating? Maybe information, waypoints, etc. So yeah, I mean, and I would say there are different levels to that. And right now, we're just talking about some of those extreme cases. I mean, someone saying, hey, man, I think if you go down there and fish next to those trees or by those rocks and things like that, when you're not supposed to get information, yes, that is something that you're not supposed to do. And it is breaking the rules. But someone going out there and pulling fish out of a trash can, or not a trash can, but some type of barrel or cage that they have stored fish on, that's definitely on the more extreme level. And none of it is okay, guys, but something like that is definitely way, way out of line. All right, guys, let me go ahead and bring up our guest. He is a fellow YouTuber. He hit the link in the description, guys, and I will get back to some more of these comments and just give you guys a little bit more information. But the main thing I wanted to go over were those additional counts, those 4 additional counts, and also that the information had been seized. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up this Sean Peck.
What's going on?
What is going on? All right, you guys, everybody can hear. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, everything looks good, sounds good. All right, man. Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Hey, you too, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah. So I see you've been dropping a few videos out there doing some tournaments yourself. So was that this weekend you were out there?
That was this past weekend. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
that was for the Texas Bass Nation um, Championship for our
Okay,
region. Yeah. So I've been doing that
Texas.
pretty much all year long. I haven't been posting a lot of videos about it, so I've been trying to focus on the fishing and not the GoPro.
But you said Texas. That is the land of the
Yes, sir.
big fish out there. So I know you were coming in with some weight. I saw some of those fish you caught. So how did you do?
I done great. Like the first day was awesome. I mean, I was able to put some decent fish in a boat. And I was pretty proud. I mean, if you've seen in that video, because I had caught my limit, I had a decent bag, and then I was up in the top three with some, well-known sticks
Right,
going
right,
into day
exactly.
two, going into day two. So day two was a little bit tougher, some weather conditions changed, and I'll be posting about that as well. But
Gotcha.
I managed to pull out four of them, and I was trying to, I lost a pretty big one during the tournament, but I actually recovered from that, because
Gotcha.
once you get one of those big ones on, man, it'll mess with you for the
That's
rest of the
right.
day. So,
That's right.
but
Definitely.
yeah. So it wasn't bad. I'm not complaining at all. So it
So
was a good tournament.
how many boats did you have that were in the tournament? Do you know?
Well, I mean, all year long, it's a pretty big field, but by the time you get to this particular championship, it's set up, the format is a lot like Bass Nation. I mean, that's
Oh,
what it
okay.
is. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, it was only like 12 boats and
Oh, okay.
12
All
12
right.
non-boaters. So
All
I had
right.
two
Let me
different.
let me hit it for you one time. So you made it up pretty. I mean, so you made it through the crowd. Okay. Okay.
I did, man. And the second day was awesome because the gentleman that was on my boat, I mean, he knew I was, in the top three. He wanted to stay out the way. I mean, if you're on my boat, I want you to catch fish too. And he didn't
Right.
want to throw in the same direction that I did. I found a couple brush piles on side scan. He would not touch them. And, he was
Gotcha.
just supporting me through the whole
Wow.
ordeal.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
that's great. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So and just another thing, guys. So as you see, he was fishing I guess that's a kind of an open tournament in a sense, but you have to have made it through the rankings to make it to that point. And
Right.
they paired you with a co-angler, correct?
That's correct. That's
Okay. And
correct.
so
Right.
for you guys that aren't familiar with tournament fishing or may not have this type of format, but one of the things that one of the reasons that they do that for is to kind of make sure that there are checks and balances.
That's
So
right.
that co-angler and that
That
boater,
is right.
in most cases, they do not know each other. So knowing that you have somebody on the boat that has eyes on you and you have eyes on them, it will kind of deter people from doing something that they're not supposed to do. So just
Absolutely.
wanted to
That's a
throw
good
that in
point.
there. Right. I
That's a
wanted to throw
good
that
point.
in there too. And so what are your thoughts on this topic? What do you think about, about everything that's been happening and what can we do to kind of weed them
Yeah.
out?
Yeah. Well, before I start, I mean, I must say that I've checked out Maggie, the substitute teacher. She got an awesome channel. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
I'm trying to get my wife over there to check out some of her videos. Um,
okay. All right. Sounds
and
good. Sounds
I
good.
wish we would have got the opportunity to send some of those walleye fillets over to her because they were cut so nice and
Oh
perfect.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you had to kind of scrape off some lead off of them, but
Yeah, you got to clean them up a little bit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, my thoughts are, first of all, I think if you take a lie detector test at the end of a tournament and you fail that test, okay, I feel like right then and there, your fishing license should be revoked.
Hmm.
Okay, I think that, or you should be put in some type of database and have a suspension of your fishing license
Right.
in a major tournament event. I mean, we
Okay.
can't do anything about the local jackpot or the weekday tournaments in the summertime, but we can
Right.
certainly, put more control of the big tournaments.
Right.
And so, yeah,
Yeah, because I think pretty much you sign a consent form ahead of time to participate in
right,
tournaments of that magnitude. And maybe I understand, like, yeah, if you fail it, some people, I mean, you can appeal it, and maybe I don't know if you'll be responsible for paying for, like, if you appeal it and want to have a another one done or something like that.
right,
Yeah, but I mean, something like that definitely does need to be put in place to where, I mean, we just kind of get a little more strict with these things. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I mean, we have to put something in place, even at the smaller levels, just to get the attention of an angler. Like, if an angler knows that, hey man, I'm missing my license for a year or 2 years, my license is revoked. That affects me as a fisherman. I mean, that's something that I want to do. That's something that I love doing.
Right.
And not only that, I mean, just the people that now knows you as a cheater,
That's right.
So
That is definitely right.
that'll slow you down, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
And so let me ask you this. So let's say that it's someone that you know went through something like this and they were caught or whatever. And let's say it's been 3 years, 5 years later, right? So say this has had something happen 5 years ago and you look to your right and you see that person there. So it's been 5 years. They may have had their license suspended, they got it back or something like that. Are you going to feel comfortable fishing in that tournament, knowing that you're making eye contact with somebody that has that kind of history? What do you think?
It'll be tough, man. I mean, to be honest, even then, especially if they win.
Yeah.
Especially if they win.
Right. Yeah. So that's a tough one right there, man. That is a real tough one. So yeah, I mean, so what about this? Let me ask you one more thing. So let's say if you find out ahead of time, you haven't registered yet, but you find out that person is participating in that tournament.
I'm out.
So you would not
I'm
even
out.
register. Right.
I'm
And
out.
see, that is what I think the majority of people would say in that case. You know what I mean? So you guys
Right.
heard that. So yeah, drop a comment in the comment section, guys. Let me know. You guys answer that question too, because I know not too many of you are going to come up. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would you guys still participate? How would you feel about it? What are your thoughts on it? So yeah, and like I said, make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in if you did not already hit the like button. I really appreciate all the support of the channel, everybody checking in, and everybody is getting active in the comment section, which is great because it is bringing a lot of light to this. It's going to help our sport grow, and as it grows, we will need these type of checks and balances in place to make sure that it is something that everybody feels comfortable with participating in as we continue to grow, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah. So man, it's a thing going on out here. So
it's real. I mean, it's
right.
real. I mean, right now, I mean, even in Texas, I don't know how the lakes are in Georgia right now, but we have a lot of low lakes.
We do too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've had a couple guys show me pictures of baskets and things that are, up north. Serious, real deal. And I made the comment to you, I think when you first started, kind of discussing this issue that, there was some high school kids that was participating in the local tournament here, and and they got busted. I guess they, stored some baskets during a Thursday night or Tuesday night jack tournament, and someone seen it, and yep, caught them.
Yeah.
So, and these are high school fishermen. I mean, high school fishing is a big thing now in Texas. So, from what I understand, I'm not sure yet, but I mean, authorities were contacted. I'm not sure if their licenses were revoked, but I mean, I surely hope so. But I don't know the outcome of that.
And more, so that wasn't necessarily a high school tournament. There was just high schoolers that tournament fish that happened to be in a open tournament.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. Because I was going to say with those high school tournaments, they normally have a boat captain on there. So if they had a boat captain, that would just that would be terrible. That would be terrible. That would be real terrible. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming up and supporting the channel.
Well, thanks again.
You guys make sure that you just shout out your channel. It's Deshaun Peck. Is it Deshaun Peck Fishing on YouTube?
It's Deshaun Peck on YouTube. I'm trying to pick up that subscriber count. I can't change my name to DL Peck Fishing until I can get, I think, 100 subscribers.
Oh, they
won't let you change fresh.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't let me change it yet. So I'm working hard on that.
All right.
But right now, Deshaun Peck. But if you're looking for me on Instagram, you can find me by Deshaun Peck as well, or DL Peck Fishing.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys check out his YouTube channel, Deshaun Peck. Just search him on YouTube. He does tournament videos. He does unboxing, so equipment reviews, and also Humminbird, Mega Live, things like that.
That's
So he
right.
has all of that
Target
on there.
lock.
Yeah. And he has the target lock. Man,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
have
hope
mine.
you got that thing sold, man. I mean,
No, so man,
oh
okay, so
man.
I have a Humminbird. It's a Humminbird 10-inch mega down inch, mega DI plus Humminbird unit that will work in conjunction with Mega Live. You can use it with Target Lock. You can use it with your Mega 360, and it networks to all of the other units. So if you have a unit with side imaging, you can also see the side imaging on there. So I have a brand new in-box, has not been opened unit that I need to sell, guys. So if anybody is interested and needs a Humminbird unit, let me just put my Instagram, just check down at the bottom of the screen, guys. Let me just change this banner down here real quick. So this is my Instagram at Official Money Bass. So just hit me up on my Instagram and we can kind of, work together. Just hit me up and
help them out.
and I mean it's definitely discounted. So the retail on it
Yes.
is $14.50. So I'm selling it at a good discount. So
Yes.
you guys make
I
sure you check
found
it
out
out.
about it a little late.
Right.
But I did
Yeah.
get my dual set up, and I wish I could have helped you out, man. But,
Right. Yeah, because you actually
but
paid more. Yeah, you
I
paid
did.
retail for yours. Yeah. And I think
Absolutely.
you contacted me like the day after. Yeah, you
Yep,
said
I
you saw
did.
the message the day after you
Oh
bought
yeah.
yours.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So yeah, really appreciate the support of the channel. And yeah, so
Right.
stay
Thank
active
you.
down in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you on the next go round.
All right. Keep it up, my man.
All right, appreciate
All right.
it.
Ciao.
All right. All right, guys. So let's see what else do we have. I see there's quite a few people in here, and we have the comments in here going crazy. So I will try to get caught up on these comments, guys. And let me just take a look real quick and just see if there were some other things that I wanted to bring up. All right, so yeah, and I did mention that in April they were there was another incident where they did not fully investigate it because they did not have enough information or enough evidence about it. But there was some type of video footage out there, guys. So there's some type of video footage, but it may not have been enough on its own to kind of move forward with anything. But they may be looking to reopen that case. So think about that. They may be able to use some of this information that they find out now to reopen that case and charge them with something additional that they were looking into back in April. And the other thing that I wanted to mention was, so think about this, guys. So in these tournaments, as someone mentioned a little earlier, at certain times of the year, the fish are caught at different depths. So when they're caught too deep, those tournaments, they pretty much know the fish are not going to live. So they donate those fish to charities that will use that meat to basically feed people with. And what these guys were doing is, while everyone else was donating their fish, they would not donate their fish. They would leave with their fish. Now, how are they able to do that, guys? That doesn't sound quite right, because whenever the tournaments that I pretty much fish in, the fish, once you bring those fish to the scale, become the property of that tournament, of that tournament organization, whoever is hosting that tournament. It becomes their property. So you're not necessarily able to just leave and take those fish, because since we practice catch and release, and we want to make sure the fish, the quality of the fish remain pretty high, and we take care of the fish, we don't have a lot of dead fish and everything. So the health of that lake and the fishery itself, it stays in a very good condition so that it can continue to support tournaments, because that does in turn support the economy of a lot of these different locations where people host the tournaments, because you're getting revenue from gas, you're getting revenue from the restaurants that the fishermen attend. Because just think, if there are 200 boats in the tournament, that's 400 fishermen that are going to be there, getting hotel rooms, like I said, getting gas, buying lures, going to tackle shops, all of that kind of stuff. So that area is going to see a significant increase in their in the revenue that is coming in. So that's something else to keep in mind, guys. All right, and let me see. Let me go ahead and pull up a few more of these comments, guys. And let me see, I dropped the link in here. So if there's anybody else that wanted to come up, maybe you may have a little bit more information, or just wanted to drop your, a comment or two about how what you're thinking about the topic, then that link is in the description, guys. All right, and let me see, where were we at? So I think this is where we at. So let's see. It says I fish, I cook. All right, so we have I fish, I cook stepping in. All right, he says, hey Ryan, I am Chicken Hawk's fishing buddy over here in Gunnersville. Awesome channel, bro. Been watching for a long time. Not the Chicken Hawk. Oh goodness, you not Chicken Hawk's fishing buddy. I've been trying to get Chicken Hawk to come back over here. Man, I have to get in contact with you. If you have Instagram, hit me up on my Instagram. Please hit me up on my Instagram. I need to talk to you. So you're Chicken Hawk's fishing buddy. I need to see what's going on with Chicken Hawk over there. All right, guys. So if you guys don't know, Chicken Hawk, he is, I would say, my arch nemesis, guys. So he is always trying to beat me on any of these tournaments whenever he gets a chance. He is currently not available. I think he's at Bike Week or something like that right now. But I will be at Lake Gunnersville this month. I will be there this month. So yeah. So me and Chicken Hawk, we're gonna kind of go out there and go head to head. So yeah, appreciate you. I fish, I cook. Appreciate you checking into the live stream. All right, and then we have Red Boat says, "Wow, have mercy." Yes, this topic. Yeah, yeah, this is a kind of a shocking thing when this thing has hit as much as it has. All right, so we have Johnny Payne Outdoor says, just got on, so I have to go back to the start. I'll be a little behind. All right, yeah, so just, you can watch it on 2x speed, just speed things up. You might catch up to us a little bit. Yeah, we've been running for about an hour, but we'll keep on going because, there's a lot of people interested in this topic. I see there's a lot of people that have things to say. Generally, oh yeah, guys, every week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. is when we do these live streams covering different topics. So you guys see my Instagram down there, my subscribers, what you guys do. In case some of you don't know, they will hit me up with different topics and things like that they are interested in. One of the main things that we discuss is electronics. So I run Humminbird systems. So I have Mega Live, Mega 360, all of that good stuff. And we also have subscribers that are running Garmin Live Scope, the LVS 32, the 34. We have Lawrence guys in here that run Active Target. So we're pretty much in here sharing information. It's not one of those things where this person's against this person. We're out here sharing information, trying to make sure everybody gets better on the lake. So that is what this channel is about. So with this topic, it's kind of the same thing. We're trying to see how can we keep this, everything going good so all of us can continue to enjoy ourselves out on the lake. All right, so we have, let me see, Mr. Krakowian. I hope I'm saying that right. All right, and let's see what you have to say. One time I made my girlfriend laugh so hard that I do not know what this is. Let me read this off to the side real quick, guys. Yeah, I don't think that one is appropriate for this live stream. Actually, I saw that Maggie was in here, AV was in here, and some other people from my mastermind. Does anybody know how to make someone a goodness, what is a moderator? That is what I need. I need a moderator, guys. So if any of you know how to do that, then just shoot me a comment or something like that so you guys can help me out and get that set up. All right, so we have John Doe says, you are definitely right. DNR does not play. U.S. Air Force 99. All right. Thank you for your service. Appreciate that. All right. And let's see. Ryan Hanlon says DNR must powerful officers. Okay. Yeah. So they have a lot of authority. So yeah, they can definitely do some things, guys. Let me just check and see how many more comments we have. Wow, you guys are very active in this comment section. So I will try to get through and catch up to these things. But yeah, if you guys are down there, sharing information and answering each other's questions, that's always a good thing to stay active down in the comment section. So I have pretty much put the information out there that, let me see. Yeah, so I put out a lot of information, guys. So that's pretty much, if anybody is just tuning in, that is what the comment section is going to be about. So what I've done is just always ask anybody that comes into the live stream, make sure you please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel, because we have live streams every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Go over a lot of great information. So we'll always appreciate the growth of the channel and the support. And also I have the membership section set up, guys. So we have a few members that have joined the channel. I do not see any of them in the live stream right now, but maybe they will pop in a little later. But let's continue going through here real quick. So we have John Clark says, did anyone see the news clip of them taking the boat. Yes. So I did play that news clip just a little earlier where they did take the where they were pulling off with the boat. And I see this may be a little behind as far as the comments because you guys have a lot in here. So let me just try to zoom through these real quick. All right. So John Doe also says 12 months each felony and 30 days for the misdemeanor, tons of fines too. Yes. So we definitely think something should be put in place to where maybe a little more on the extreme side because of the, the extreme, how extreme this case was. All right. Props to the tournament director. This poor guy was enjoying his day 1 minute, then another minute. He's featured in the national news. Yes. And international news. That is right. So just think about that. And when I saw him being interviewed, guys, you could tell he had been through a lot. You could tell that he had definitely been through a lot because you could tell that he was very passionate about the sport itself and his involvement in the sport. All right. So we have Cowboy Jack says crossing state lines, make sure it, let me see, crossing state lines makes it the same offense in federal court. Whoa, fed time. Definitely do not want to mess with anything in federal court. Feds usually take over, let me see, multi-state bigger crimes like drugs, murder, kidnapping, etc., instead of multi-state prosecuting same charges. All right, so there we go. There we go, guys. All right, Texas Noop says tight lines. All right, what's going on? Appreciate you stepping into the live stream. Long-time supporter of the channel. All right, and we also have Cowboy Jack. What do you have to say, Cowboy Jack? I'm sure this will stay in state court. Yeah, see, I mean, as long as, I mean, there has been a lot of light drawn to this situation. So as long as the outcome is something that, I mean, an example has already been made of these guys, but we do need to follow through and make sure that the punishment really does make a statement that this is not going to be tolerated in our industry and basically just to the fisheries in general, because of, just think about it, guys. I mean, the things that were shown as far as the fish being cut open and all that kind of stuff and just the dead fish there. So people that aren't familiar with our industry, there are a lot of people that this is their first view or their first sight of actually seeing kind of what happens in the tournament, in our tournaments. And when I say our tournaments, I mean whether you're crappie fisherman, bass fisherman, walleye fisherman, saltwater, whatever. So in the fishing industry in general, it just kind of puts a bad look on that. So I think there should be something that kind of fits that, the severity of the crime. All right. So Swamp Angel says, glad they took the boat they stole. Let me see. Glad they took the boat, stole it. Yeah. So, and actually that was the other thing. So one of the other things I found out, guys, was that this boat was actually won last year. So if anybody else can confirm that, drop that down in the comments. But that is what I had heard, is that this boat was actually won in a tournament. So that this is, man, that's ugly. That's ugly, especially if you're somebody that participated in that tournament. And think if you came in second place and you did not get that boat, man, that would have hurt. That would have hurt, especially hearing this news now. All right. Texas Nuke says, I'm out as well. All right. All right. Glad you stopped in. All right. 362nd Campbell says, why would you restrict your, why would you restrict your participation? Why not bring it to the attention of the tournament organization or director? If they refuse to do anything about it, then yes, I wouldn't participate. Right. So what this is in response to is one of the questions that I had asked is, let's say that you are now at a tournament and you are sitting there waiting to blast off, but you look to your right and you see someone that has actually been in trouble for cheating in the past. Are you going to still participate in that tournament? How are you going to feel about participating in that tournament if you look and you see a known person that had maybe failed a lie detector test and had some type of punishment or something for cheating in the past? Are you going to be okay with fishing with that person? And basically what 362nd Campbell is saying is he would not necessarily leave. He would go and talk to the tournament director first and say, hey, this is the situation. I don't feel like I should leave because of the situation. So that is his outlook on that. All right. Good answer. Good answer. All right. And we have I Fish I Cook says they should lose their license. Can't compete in major tournament trails without a valid fishing license. Tournament organizations need to include verifying licenses during registration. Yes, that is a very good point. And for the most part, the tournaments that I have fished, whenever you have won any type of prize, you do have to show some type of verification that you have a fishing license. So that is a very good point, that should be something at a minimum that is done. All right. And let's see who else we have. We have Tim Williams says if they are charged, they will be banned from worldwide on fishing license. If they are charged, they will. Okay. So but how do you track that though? Because you're saying they will be banned, or are you saying they should be banned? Because if they are banned, how do they track that? Is there a database that will show that someone in one state that may go and fish in 3 or 4 states over, how do they keep track of that? Is it a database where they actually do keep track of something like that? That would be a very interesting thing to find out. All right, so let's see. 362nd Campbell says, why would you restrict your, let me see, did I just read that one? Maybe I went backwards. 1 second. Let me just take a look at that, guys. Okay, yeah, I think it was in there twice. All right, and we have Mike says, hello, what's up? What's going on? Glad you made it into the live stream. All right, and he says, love your videos. All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support of the channel. And we have Vernon Neal says, I couldn't imagine trying to cheat. I am the person that would get caught before the tournament began. Cheating is who you are. It's in you, in my opinion. Yes. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me grab a drink of water. All right. So yeah, I agree. I mean, that is just something that, like someone else mentioned, and I had mentioned, whenever I've started fishing, it was something that you didn't even grasp the concept of how someone can even do that in the first place, and didn't even know how it could be done. But I mean, yeah, so it's just something that in any industry that you're in, there's always going to be a wide variety of people that are involved in it. So you do have to have some type of checks and balances in there. All right. So Vernon Neal says, Deshaun Peck, where are you located? I'm just south of Fort Worth. All right. Yeah. So you guys get active down in the comment section, because like I said before, in some of the previous live streams, some of you guys are right next to each other, actually fishing the same lakes. So you guys can meet up, connect, maybe you guys may end up fishing tournaments together, things like that, or join the same club if you're in the same area. All right. And let me see. We have Craig says, all right, appreciate you jumping into the chat, into the live stream. He says these guys were already under the radar for cheating, and they tried to stuff 8 pounds of weights in fish. Wow, that's dumb. Yes, that is something that you definitely do not want to do when you are already under investigation and guys have eyes on you. So you have already possibly gotten away with this in the past. Why would you do something that is just crazy extreme? All right, let's see. Let me just look through here real quick, trying to get caught up for you guys. All right, then Craig says, while watching, I could see lumps in the bellies on my monitor. What were they thinking? Right. So, I mean, so at certain times of the year, even the bass that we catch, when they're feeding on those herrings, so here we have herring and we have shad. So those bass will keep gorging themselves. So we catch a lot of them, and you'll see they have big bellies on it. But the thing is, whenever you squeeze those bellies, that texture of lead will feel a lot different than the texture of a herring or a shad that's inside of that fish. So yeah, so that definitely does make sense. All right, let's see. Look who we have. We have Pat. Haven't seen Pat in a while. He is actually a member of the Rob Benders Bass Club. So waiting for you to get back. But he says Chicken Hawk sending his goons to check on money bass. All right, I cook, I fish. Did Chicken Hawk send you over here? What's going on with that? What's going on with that? But yeah, make sure you hit me on Instagram. All right, good to see you, Pat. I got to reach out to you, see what you've been doing, man. Wonder if you've been out on the water lately. All right, and we have Mike McAllister says they would have won without the weights. That is something that people have been saying. Would they have won without the weights? So did they put those weights in there and they did not really need them? But the other question to ask, Mike, is would they have really won legitimately without the weights? Because those fish that they had, from the sounds of it, those fish were not caught that day. From what the tournament director had explained, from my experience of hearing what the tournament director said, well, I mean, what do you guys think? I think that they may have already had those fish and prepared them earlier. Because the other thing to keep in mind, guys, that tournament director said that they actually had a cameraman on their boat. There was a cameraman on their boat, so I doubt that they had done that and prepared those fish during the tournament while they have someone actually filming. So to me, if you just kind of think of that, and this is just what I'm thinking, guys, just my opinion on this, is that maybe they had those fish prepared ahead of time, and that is why the texture of those fish was different. Whenever the tournament director said he touched the fish and he could tell that the flesh of the fish was softer than what it should have been, even without feeling those the lead weights that were in there. All right. And let's see who else we have. All right, we have, let me see, Forster P says, thank you for your service. All right, appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. And let's see who else we have. Uh-oh, guys, look what we have here. We have a super chat. All right, we have Deshaun Peck showing love for the channel, All right, really, really appreciate that. And no comment, no question, just the pure support and love for the channel, man. Really, really appreciate it. And you guys make sure you check out Deshaun Peck's channel. Just search Deshaun Peck on YouTube and his channel will come up. He does tournament fishing. He runs Humminbird system. He has the Mega Live, and he has Target Lock, guys. He has the new Target Lock. So make sure you guys check out his channel. A lot of good stuff over there, and he is a growing YouTuber. All right, appreciate that. Really appreciate the support of the channel. All right, and we have Forster P says, dang, I didn't know you go live every week. That's awesome. I would definitely tune in. All right, really, really appreciate that. Yeah, guys, we're getting bigger. We're having a lot more people subscribing to the channel. And guys, just please consider subscribing to the channel. We do a lot of good things here, a lot of good information. I do my tournament videos. I do a lot of reviews on things, and I fish Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina. So especially if you are any of those lakes, then I will have information that pertains to those lakes. And if you do not necessarily fish those lakes, but if you fish for largemouth, if you fish for spotted bass, very seldom do I get into smallmouth. I may catch a few of those at Lake Chickamauga, but other than that, mainly largemouth, spotted bass. So I fish a lot of deep water offshore, and depending on the lake, I will head shallow. Like this coming tournament, I will be at Lake Gunnersville, guys. So at Lake Gunnersville, definitely I'll be going after those largemouth on Lake Gunnersville, fishing shallow, maybe looking in some grass, guys. What do you think? What do you think? All right, let's see who else we have. We have Thomas back in. He says, y'all hit that notification bell. Also, yes, really appreciate that. Yeah, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button, guys. I really appreciate the support of the channel. Every little bit helps out. And I do have the membership set up. So if you guys are interested in becoming a member and just supporting the channel, you can do it that way. The join button is just down below. So that is set up, guys. All right, let's see who else we have. Johnny Payne Outdoors says, when someone gets caught cheating in any sport, aren't there, let's see, sports, aren't there strict penalties for them? Yes, there should be very strict penalties for them. But I would say the difference with fishing, guys, is that if you think about it, let's say you're on a basketball court or playing football, you have referees out there. With fishing, when we blast off, a lot of times it's just going to be us and the person on our boat, and you cannot see what they're doing out there. So it's going to rely a very lot of that is going to rely on the integrity of that fisherman. So that is something that is kind of different in other sports, because in other sports, you have people watching you. Whenever we blast off on these boats, we may drive 5, 10, 50, 30 miles away from wherever the location is, depending on the size of the lake. So nobody really sees what you're doing. So at the end of the day, that's why that having that lie detector test or I guess mainly that lie detector test. And if you have a tournament where they pair you with somebody to be on your boat with you that you may not know, then those are kind of the checks and balances. So that's kind of what I would say is the difference. So with fishing, that's why, in a sense, I would think that the penalties need to be a lot more harsh than they would in other sports, because our sport relies on the integrity of the participants at a very high level in order for them to be successful. All right. And we have Joel says, too bad the public does not get as excited about getting rid of the president who is taking cash from China through his son as they are about a couple of fishermen. How is the fishing in China? Has anybody fished in China before? Something to think about. I know that we get a lot of good lures and things like that coming from Japan. So, I mean, there's some pretty good fishermen there. But yeah, Joe, we pretty much talk about fishing over here. So all this other stuff, I don't really get into it. Don't really know too much about it, unless either one of these people that you're naming in here are catching some smallmouth or something like that, or some spotted bass. Let's talk about some fishing, guys. Let's keep it fun over here. Let's keep it fun. All right. So we have Ace says, fall brawl time. Glad those cheaters won't be part of it anymore. All right. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So we have to kind of clear the field, guys. We want to make sure everybody's out there honest at what they're doing. All tournament assets should be seized. Yes. I agree with that, especially when it comes to something that was this big, guys, because think about it. These guys, from what I understand, they won that boat. And from what I heard, the boat is around a $100,000 boat. They've won tournament winnings in excess of $300,000. I've heard numbers up to 3 million. So this case, guys, is way more extreme because of those winning numbers and the length of time that that it may have been going on. So those are two things that to definitely consider. All right. And Darren Pearson says, since it's the fifth degree, that's only comes with fines and probation. If it's had been third or second degree, that brings jail time. All right. So yeah, guys. So for me, I'm not too familiar with first degree, third degree, fifth degree, all of that. But from what I'm getting, the lower the number, the worse the offense. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people know that, but I don't really keep up with crimes all that often. So I don't really know too much about that side of it. But yeah, so these guys were being charged with fifth and fourth degree crimes. So I understand what you're saying. So if it was second or third degree, then yes, so they would get jail time for that. So that's understandable. All right. So let's see. We have Academic Mailbox says Mike Davis, a veteran pro angler interviewed at BTL. He talked about bass fishing as a 12-year-old and a tournament angler once buying a 14-pound string of bass from kids. Whoa. Yeah, that is bad. That is bad. Anytime you have kids involved in doing something dishonest like that, that's real bad, guys. All right, let me just scroll through here real quick. So yeah, we're moving, guys. I'm trying to get caught up and just make sure that I'm acknowledging everybody and just see what type of things you guys are thinking, because as you guys know, this is the hot topic. This is the thing for us at the moment. So all eyes are on us, guys. So like I said, what are we going to do at this moment? We need to flip this negative into a positive and make sure that we come out of this with some things in place to kind of make sure as our sport grows that we have some checks and balances in place so that we don't have to continue to worry about things like this. All right, so C219 Troll, what is going on? This is one of the top crappie fishermen out here. He is out here winning tournaments, cashing checks. He says, what's up, money? I wonder what model boat they had. Probably Fisherman. Let me see. Fisherman Series Ranger. Could probably get a good deal on it. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. That's possible. So yeah, I mean, I did have a clip that I showed at the beginning where you could actually see the boat. Let me just take a look at something real quick and see. I can pull this up real quick so you guys can see that boat again. Hold on one second. Let me just share something on my screen. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna pull this up because I know some of you guys did want to see the how that boat, the type of boat that they had, and it is a very nice looking boat. So just bear with me 1 second. I'm about to pull that up for you so you guys can take a look at it. All right, here we go. Share screen. All right, there we go, guys. So that is the boat. Let me see if I can blow that up a little bit more for you. So that is the boat. It's a real nice looking boat, guys. So that is the boat that the police came and picked up yesterday. So there you go. What do you guys think about that? Nice boat, nice boat. All right, so let's see. Ace says Northeast Ohio. All right. I think you guys are doing some chatting down there in the comment section. Let me see who else we have here. All right, Tim Williams says, when you renew your fishing license, there will be a red flag on their name. Okay, there we go. So that is a way to have some type of checks and balances on there. But the tournament organizations need to make sure that they verify the participants' fishing license, especially if they're cashing a check or getting some type of prize. They need to have some type of verification. But the big thing is their cross-referencing from state to state. That is something that I would really think about, guys. What do you guys think about that? All right, Deshaun Peck says, hey, Vernon, north of Dallas. All right, so yeah, like I said, you guys get active down in the comments. You guys may be sitting right next to each other and not even know it. All right, DH, what's going on? Let me see, Daniel Tucker. Let's see. Then we have DH. He says, I agree with Vernon. A cheater is a cheater. They should never be allowed to fish in any type of tournament. There we go. Let me hit that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yeah, so I agree with that. All right. So let's see. Jeff Watson says, and I'm almost getting caught up to you guys. Let's see. So Jeff Watson says, love the channel. How did those guys control themselves enough to keep them from smacking? Woo. Okay, so yeah, that is a question. I think, as I mentioned in one of my previous live streams, that I think the tournament director did save them. I think he saved them because I don't know if this is true or not, but someone mentioned previously that the tournament director is a police officer. And one of the things that the tournament director stated was, don't touch these guys, just let them leave. Because I heard them saying, where's the other guy? Where's the other one? So they were, they were definitely upset. And it looks like they may have, been willing to do something to the guys. Because like I said, think about it. Some of these guys, some of us at times, I mean, funds may be low when we're out there. We may have gone out there and cut grass or just done whatever we could to make the funds that we needed outside of our regular budgeting to be able to participate in these tournaments. So that's time away from our families. That's sweat and tears out there making the funds to be able to afford to fish these tournaments. Some people sleep in their cars. I mean, they're eating all kind of junk food and things like that just to be able to afford to participate in this. Because with the chance of winning all of those prizes and those high payouts, it's like guys will go out there and do what they have to do in order to be able to participate. So if you've gone out there and you've done it the honest way and someone takes something from you, I mean, I can see how it can definitely affect someone's, the way that they're thinking at the moment, and may lead somebody to do something that they would regret doing. So it was good that no one actually, did anything to them that way, and it was handled the way that it was. So yeah, definitely good thing with that. All right, and let's see. Vernon Neal says, I'll check on your YouTube. Check your YouTube channel out. Maybe then go fishing. The fall feeding frenzy is starting to heat up. All right, so those guys out there in Texas are out there doing their thing, out there catching those fish in the land of big fish. All right, check this out, guys. We have another supporter of the channel. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. In Allen 007. Good stream. All right, really appreciate the super chat and the support of the channel. You guys make sure you go and check out In Allen 007. Now, she has a YouTube channel and she does a lot of good videos, has a little comedy in there. So, I mean, definitely check out our channel. And In Allen, I definitely really appreciate you supporting the channel and coming back to enjoy another live stream. I know you're not a fisherman, But maybe this topic is something that kind of brought you in because it's a little drama. So the light is being shined on us right now. Everybody's like, what's going on with this fishing thing? I didn't know all this type of stuff happened in the fishing industry. So yeah, so everybody's kind of checking us out right now. Really, really appreciate it. All right. And let's see who else we have here. So we have Timmy says, glad they got caught. Yes, definitely. Definitely glad they got caught, man. All right. And we have, let's see, is that Gunga Den says the fish didn't swallow those weights on their own. Neither did the fish fillets other fish to eat. Did they fillet those fish to eat? That's right. That's right. So yeah, they were definitely put in there by those two fishermen. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see who else we have. Let me go ahead. And like I said, if anybody is in here in the mastermind, if you could just help me out and let me know how I can make somebody a moderator, because I need some moderators in the chat. I'm seeing some chats. Some comments in here that maybe shouldn't be in the comment section because it's not really talking about fishing. Well, some of them are, but they may just not be appropriate. All right, so let's see who else we have. We have Terry says you should try Santee Cooper catfishing. Man, I think like once you get hooked on a certain style of fishing, for me, it's kind of hard to switch over to something else. Anytime I see water now, I'm thinking about bass fishing. I'm trying to kind of inch my way to take out my crappie fishing poles again, because I see those out there and sometimes I get tempted, but I'll see something else and I'll have to get right back to those bass fishermen. Bass fishing. All right, and let's see who else we have in here. Let me see. All right, so C219 Troll is eyeballing that boat. All right, he says, oh yeah, that's a 620 or 621. Very nice rig. I have a 620. Okay, hey, there you go. There you go. Nice boat. Nice boat. All right, and let's see. We have somebody else that has some other information. The boat they won last year was $151,000. Whoa. Now that's a big step up from the boats that we're fishing in. I think I hear people topping out in the 90s for a bass boat. But yeah, so you guys are getting serious over there on the walleye side. All right, let me see. The boat they won last year was $151,000. They sold it and split the money. Yeah. Yeah, if I won $151,000 boat, I'd probably do the same thing. Yeah, that is a lot of money. All right, guys, let me see. I'm almost getting caught up in here. Let's see who else we have. All right, I fish, I cook. That's Chicken Hawk's partner right here. Let's see what he has to say. Even though the news is negative, at least tournament fishing is getting some exposure. Could open the door to more non-endemic sponsors. Yes, that is what we need. That is what we need. So yeah, that is, like I was saying, that we have to try to flip this, guys. We turn that that negative into a positive, because like I said, there are a lot of eyes on the fishing industry. And even though it's the fishing industry, we can expand and have sponsors brought in that do not necessarily have anything to do with fishing in general. Nike, Coca-Cola, Cheerios, just whoever, just whoever. But yeah, so with more exposure comes more eyes on us, which makes us more appealing to sponsors and advertisers, things like that. All right, so good point. All right, let me see who else we have here. So Carl Vincent, he says, let me see, they've been cheating for 20 years. So yeah, and all of this is, well, not all of it, unless the things that have already been charged, but a lot of this is alleged things that have been happening that, they have been accused of doing something that they shouldn't have been doing for a long time. So it's something that's been kind of out there. People know that they did fail a lie detector test, and apparently they were still under investigation, or they had something that was kind of put on hold for something that occurred back in April. So with all of that kind of stuff happening, guys, it would make it hard for me to even participate. If I was in that industry fishing those walleye tournaments and these type of things were happening, it would make it hard for me to continue to participate when there's so much kind of shady things that are just kind of floating around out there. Because like I said, in our industry, our word and our integrity is something that has to be at a very high level, because that is what we rely on, because everyone does not get a lie detector test every time at every single tournament. So yeah, something you have to kind of keep in mind. All right, so we also have, let me see, Outdoors Guy. So glad they got caught. Yes, definitely glad they got caught. All right, and we have, let's see, Carl Vincent says they got greedy. Yes, they did. Definitely. They definitely got greedy. I mean, who stuffs 8 pounds of lead into fish that should weigh half the weight that they are weighing? Definitely got greedy. Yeah, those dollar signs will make people do crazy things. All right. Darren Pearson says, just like they have a sex offender database, they are, let me see, they are to be fishing license database for cheaters. Yes, there should be something like that. I definitely agree with that. All right, let's see who else we have in here. We have Tim. Tim says the Ranger boat they confiscated was not the boat they won. Okay, so there we go. There goes some more clarification on that. So yeah, so some of the information that we're hearing, guys, it's like things are being put out there, and then we may find out that it isn't necessarily true. So he's saying that the boat that they confiscated was not the boat that they won. Where I heard someone else earlier in one of their videos or live streams. Well, it was a video that they stated that that was the boat that they won, and they said it was around a $100,000 boat. And we have someone else saying it's a $151,000 boat. So we don't have all of the facts exactly out there yet that are kind of floating around, things to clear everything up. But we will definitely be finding out more as they come, and I'll keep you guys updated. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, not just for this information, but for other hot topics and also things that are going on in the fishing industry. And if you want to keep up with my tournament, the tournaments that I'm involved in, we're heading towards the end of our tournament season. We have one lake left, which is Lake Gunnersville. I will be there this month. This tournament is going to determine who walks away with the Angler of the Year title for 2022, guys. Right now, I'm still leading by about 8 to 9 pounds. So I just have to stay at, just keep that weight up. So we just have to see, guys. You never know with Lake Gunnersville, the land of the big fish. All right. And we have VRO says, just a lady from, let's see, Ohio, definitely not sportsmanlike conduct. Pray they are not instilling this in their children. Man, ODNR and Cuyahoga, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cuyahoga County will go after them, just to name a few. Whoa. Yeah, so definitely, man, anything that's kind of messing with the kids and, not leading them in the right direction is definitely a bad thing. All right. And we have Robert Wigger says, how's the bite on Lanier? Loving this, man. So you didn't see my live stream from yesterday. My live stream from yesterday, I talked about Lanier a little bit. So with Lanier, it's kind of tough out there right now. So especially if you want to fish offshore. So yeah, I have a little info on Lanier. So yeah, I mean, the shallow guys are doing their thing. So the fish are hitting on top water. So they're still hitting on top offshore, but you kind of have to work for those bites. You kind of have to work for those bites shallow too. so that's just kind of how it is right now, especially with the with all the bait fish and everything that are out there. All right. And let's see who else we have. All right, guys, I'm getting caught up to you. All right. Debbie says, the man who ran the competition is sure a class act. Lots of respect for him. Yes, let's give a round of applause for that. Yes, he was definitely, you could tell he was passionate about the sport itself, and definitely his position for what he was, what he took care of as the tournament director. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. We have Thomas says hunting and fishing. So yeah, I mean, that was the other thing that was mentioned, is that with this type of situation, they should basically lose the hunting and fishing license. So definitely something to keep in mind, guys. All right, so I have scrolled through. It looks like we have made it through all of these comments, guys. I really appreciate all of the participation. It has been a great topic. Make sure you guys tune in again on next Tuesday, 8 p.m. But in the meantime, if any more, I guess, breaking news comes out, I will drop a few videos out. I put out something just about every day, guys. So I do live streams every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at a minimum. Sometimes, like today is Wednesday, so sometimes I'll drop an extra live stream during the week, but I also put out VODs, which are those maybe like 5 to 10 minute videos. I put those out, and those go over my tournaments, just more fishing information, maybe going over some reviews, things like that. So if you guys are interested in that type of information, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And also, if you did not hit the like button on the way in, please hit that on the way out. And also consider becoming a member of the channel, becoming a member of the money team. The join button is down below, so just click on that. It will give you some information. They'll play a video for you, so you will see what the perks are that come along with that. So consider that, guys. I really appreciate everyone that has contributed to the channel. So I will put together some shout outs, and I will shout you guys out on the next one. But I did shout out everyone this evening that contributed to the channel, and also want to give a shout out to Joshua B. Fishing. He is the one that hooked me up with the Money Bass logo, guys. So the merch is in the works. You guys have also asked me about hats, hoodies, t-shirts, things like that. So hopefully I will have that together by the end of the month. So as we come into the holiday season and everything, you guys can go ahead and grab those Money Bass hats, and it'll have some different logos, different sayings and stuff on there. So I have a variety of stuff put together for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. Like I said, hit the subscribe button and the like button. I see a few more comments coming in here. So as we end for the night, I will pull up a few more and let's see what we have. So Timmy says, damn, people cheat in fishing too. That is right. That is right. I don't think there's anything that involves competition. Even if it's not competition, there's going to be someone who finds a way to mess it up for people. So yeah, so even in fishing too. All right, and let's see. Debbie says, why are most walleye derbies not catch and release? So I kind of have the answer to that, but you have the word most in there. But what I will say to that is there was someone in the comments a little earlier, and what they explained is that certain times of the year, I believe it's in the summer months, the fish are actually deeper in the water column. And the deeper they go, whenever they bring those fish up to the surface, the I guess the pressure or whatever of those fish, they'll actually kills them, because their bladders and stuff like that will actually come out of the fish, so they don't survive whenever they catch those fish down deep. So those fish, they don't catch and release. They catch those and they donate the meat to charities. The ones that they do catch and release, or they say, are more in the colder months when the fish come up a little more shallow. So hopefully that is correct, but that is what someone explained to me a little earlier in the comment section, because I did kind of ask the same question. If anybody else knows anything different, please make sure you drop that in the comment section. And if you are watching this on the replay, please make sure you get active in the comment section also, because I go back and I pretty much respond to all of my comments that are in the comments of the videos. All right, guys, let's see who else we have. We have Six Pack Mud Racing. All right, says, what's up? What's going on? Really appreciate you stepping into the live stream. And we have Billy Rusher. Billy Rusher says, if they had a cameraman, how did the fish get in the boat? How did they get in the boat? One of the ways that I don't know for sure. So this is just something that I would say my opinion of how things could happen. And I did see someone mention something like this earlier. It was on another video that I had seen in the past, where whenever that person opens their live well, just think about this. Most of the time, even if you have a co-angler, they're not turning around and they're watching exactly what you are doing in that live well. So if the person has a hidden compartment inside of their live well, they can open that compartment, take out a fish. The fish that they caught is a smaller fish. Let me think, how can I say this? They put that fish in there, for example, right? Then they put that smaller fish in the compartment, but pull a bigger fish out of the compartment and slide it in there. And they may be able to do it fast enough to where no one notices, because no one's expecting someone to have a compartment on the person's boat. And this person that was doing this was caught. And when they confiscated that person's boat, that's when they found that they had that compartment in their boat. So that is just kind of a quick answer to how I think they may have been able to do that. From the way the tournament director was explaining the condition of those fish, I believe that they may have had those fish prior to the tournament, and they may have had them hid somewhere on that boat, because the tournament director said that the flesh on those fish was kind of soft and mushy. Whenever you catch fish that same day, they stay firm for quite a while. So could be right, could be wrong, but that's kind of like one answer that could be possible to that question. So not saying that's what was done, because I do not know, but that's a way that someone could do that with someone actually there with a camera, if they're not watching their every move like that. All right. And we have a greetings from Florida, East Coast. What is going on? Really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. Looks like we have been going for almost 2 hours. I did not realize it had been that long. Generally, we go for about an hour, guys, but there were a lot of people that wanted to get information on this, a lot of involvement, a lot of people that wanted to express their opinions and just see what is going on. What are those fishing guys talking about over there? Why is somebody out there cheating? And I heard that maybe they were fishing for $45,000, $300,000, $3 million. I mean, what's really going on with fishing? I mean, so all eyes are on us right now, guys. So really appreciate everybody tuning in. And I see we still have a lot of people in the live stream. If anybody else has any comments, questions, or anything, drop those in there. If not, then I will go ahead and head out. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so that's it. All right, guys. Really appreciate the support of the channel. Please make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. It has been a great and informational live stream, guys. Really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure you tune in Tuesday at 8 p.m. Tuesday, 8 p.m. will be the next live stream, and I do drop videos just about every day, guys. So go ahead and think about subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. I will see you on the next one.